I know someone who really knows
about what deep sea.
About the deep sea and about all the various animals.
This?
No, that's not the one. This is it. Yes, this.
Ah. Hi.
Fantastic.
Terry.
Redmond.
You can show us some of the collections from the museum.
Yeah?
Okay.
Some real specimens?
Yeah. Yes. I've got something to show you. Okay, great.
Well, wonderful.
Okay.
So that's a piece of lava in a hydrothermal vent. It's lava, they actually come up through the crust of the ocean and hit the water, come up at 400 degrees Celsius and hit a temperature of 2 degrees, get cold, but lots of organisms live around those hydrothermal vents.
He just overthrew everything that I was taught when I was alive at school about how all life needs oxygen. No oxygen,
no oxygen,
and no sunlight.
No, that's right. So it's a total anaerobic, living with sulfide magnesium and using battery. So it's actually a total different food chain.
What sort of depth was this then?
So this one has been collected at 2,500 meters. So actually around the thermal vent, millions of animals living. You have mussels, tubeworm, crustacean, fish, squids. We didn't know, like when Darwin was here on the planet, scientists thought that there was no life in the deep sea.
Yes.
It's very hard to actually say how many species live on the planet. We don't actually have no idea.
The thing that really disgusted me in the deep sea, stuff coming up in this trawler I worked on briefly, from a mile down, there were redfish with scales, and they just had their big eyes, otherwise they looked like perfectly ordinary fish. 3 different species of sebastes. And about 1 in 20 of them had this disgusting parasite somehow stuck in there. And then there would be purple flesh and the fish was sort of wasted. And long plumes with buttons on the ends. And somebody said, well, that's a copypod. But what's that?
I've got one here to show you a bit. Copepods are one of the most diverse group of crustaceans. Some of them are parasites, so they're external parasites on fish, and they start as a shrimp, sort of a looking shrimp, like you will recognize this as a crustacean. But as soon as they're fixed on the host, so they implant their head inside the flesh of the fish to actually pump blood from them, and they are going through metamorphosis. So they change totally from a little shrimp to something that doesn't look like a crustacean. This one was collected in 600 meters depth.
Whoa!
And
that's too much.
You don't want that crawling on your back.
This is the same, this is like a giant woodlouse.
Giant sea, woodlouse or sea lice, so an isopod. So
yeah, from the deep ocean?
From the not that deep, 600 meters. They will clean the bottom of the ocean of any dead carcasses that sort of sink.
Really? So this would clean up Anthony if he drowned?
Yes, they will.
Don't.
They've never been filmed again. It's the deep sea. It's still an area of discovery research. Yes. So I would love to see video footage of
those
animals to see how many are there, how fast they move, and how they live.
Wow,
That's amazing.